of Colombia's next up against Danielle, which is an 11-time member of Team USA. Colombia, one of 16 countries represented at this prestigious event. 30 international players in all, 3 on our show.
From St. Petersburg, Florida. My mom is very special. She does so much for others.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our number 3 seed from Colombia, Plazas.
Just turned 26 years old, Kel, last week. What a pleasure to talk to. So much energy, optimism. Wichita State alum. Incredibly tradition-rich program. Great athlete growing up in Colombia. Played every sport you can imagine. Bringing 10-pin. Look. Cross lane for the 10-pin. Spare for Lara. Aerospace engineering major at Wichita State. Hasn't gone into that field yet because she's been so busy bowling on the women's tour. And for Team Colombia, they've got them really busy this summer, as she and Clara told us today.
Yeah, almost to the point where they can't fit everything in. I know Clara has permission to bowl a few PWA stops. Could be bowling elsewhere for Colombia.
McEwan going to start the match too. Major championship is so special.
It's something she wants to achieve throughout her entire career. I know she did make a ball change. She tried something in the 10th frame, carried it over into the beginning of this match with a shinier, pearlized, asymmetric bowling ball, more responsive down lane, cleaner through the front. And Danielle's a practice fiend. She just continues daily over and over again. So I know that 2-month break had to be mentally tough on her.
Right lane for Laura. How does a 10-pin stand? 10-pin? Why? A lot of training with BMX bikers, cyclers, gymnasts. She works with weightlifters, a lot of cross-training. She's in tremendous shape. Watch out, though! The nerves got the best over there. Whips on the 10-pin, open frame for Plazas.
Made it to the show with her high series.
First time on TV. USBC Tour. She's been on plenty of times for Team Colombia and Wichita State. This, Kelly, is a different story.
It's a different beast.
Nice shot. Left lane. Crunch at the 1-3 pocket. To her. Touch high. 6-10.
Danielle starting to migrate a little bit deeper on that right lane. I'm just looking for launch angles, where it's controlling down here. Slightly inside, you can see the light green of that bowling ball pick up. As we say in the bowling world, keep chasing it, meaning keep going further left inside. Give yourself a little bit more skid.
6-10, no worries there for Danielle. 20-pin lead. Clara, Laura, Danielle. Hope all big stars collegiately. Laura and Clara Guerrero both at Wichita State. National champs, Danielle at FDU. And Hope, we talked about her story from McHenry, winning the team championship this year in Columbus, Ohio. Part of a spectacular run that continues for McHenry and the Bearcats next year. Because Hope is back. Left lane a little high. 3-6-10 up for Danielle.
Sliding 25, 26, 17, 18. Again, it's just not projecting down the lane. It's not getting its skid through that part of the lane. It's starting to pick up even sooner at this section, so it's not getting through that mid-section. Remember, I said the pattern itself is only half the lane. The rest is that brush kind of
frame. You talk about the first TV appearance. Didn't seem, when we met with her this morning, overly nervous about it. Such a confident personality. Her mode, trust my game plan. A little bit off the mark. They're looking for help on 2-pin. Enough. Serious golfer in Colombia. About 10 years old. She was waiting to play. It was pouring rain. Where'd she go? Inside the bowling center. 2-pin, there's Martin. And a bowling coach from Team Columbia came over and said, we just can't sit here being bored. Here's a bowling ball. Let's try this. And she really fell in love with the sport and gave up golf eventually. By the way, she's a near scratch golfer. That good an athlete as you see her road to the finals.
Yeah, qualified 63rd. Liz Culkin was second. So she defeats the number 2 speed all the way. Goes against Deandra, defeats her, lose to Birgit, who's back on this telecast. And then down the line, look at the legacy of athletes she had to defeat to get to the telecast tonight. Stephanie Zavala, Rookie of the Year. Zabialava's won this tournament twice. Shannon O'Keefe once. Catches the lucky crossover strike.
Sometimes you get a little lucky. With probability. Looks good now for McEwan. Right lane. Trip 10 pin.
Good move by Danielle. Some minor adjustment with her feet and her target.
For a 16-pin lead, left lane. This is the target, 2-8. Danielle left the 2-8 in the same frame in the last match.
Yeah, physically, I think when Danielle's trying to generate speed, she actually steps out of her approach a little bit. That's why her hand is not getting back in that position.
She's a good spot. Big shot here from Laura. I was talking to her at Mac McNeil a moment ago. Said she has a good look, just got to execute it better.
Doesn't quite catch a shaker, and I agree with her, Dave, but I will say, like, when the women went from match to match.
Good morning. It is Monday, May 5th. It looks like a Monday out there. It's kind of dreary and depressing, but here we are. We're going to inject your day with a little sunshine.
Challenging conditions. Got her 7 pin.
Regardless. I just want to say hi to a great fan named Michael, and I met him at Wawa in Penn Valley yesterday. I went up to the register. He had a 6 ABC cap on, and he said he watches every news.
Left lane, Laura crosses over.
She kind of takes her pinky and tucks it underneath the second joint, so she really puts all the pressure right by the index finger on that callous part of the hand, the medius part of the hand, to rotate her hand around the ball.
Can you trap it in there a little more? Yeah,
Advice from Matt McNeil. 6'10" Danielle crossing over 2.
Doesn't quite get to that tracer. So right here, this is a big part right here. That's a big, big part right there where the ball is trying to get down to the lanes, not feeding to that spot. It has to get there, which means it's starting up too soon. Responsive bowling ball, maybe something symmetrical, cleaner cover to try to push through the middle and not be so responsive to it. She's got a 5-pin lead, goes in this 8th frame. The ball looked really good the first few frames, but again, she either has to continue to migrate deeper inside, really start sliding in that 28-29 zone, and try to project the ball, get more hold in front of her by creating a little bit more angle.
So breakdown, left lane, right lane. Here's the left, Danielle, big shot. Delivers!
There it is.
Let's see Laura Plazas.
Later this afternoon and evening here. So as we
Laura,
look at the
longtime
day
member
ahead,
of
we
Team
keep the
Columbia.
clouds all day. So it's cloudy, it's
Laura,
kind of
real
dreary.
mentor.
It's mostly cloudy,
In
so
Laura's
some
development.
showers here or there.
Nicely done.
Now, here's where I find something interesting, Dave. You have the tour reps from the companies, right, giving ideas. Then you have her coach from Team Columbia on the left side giving her ideas. So now there's a mishmash of thoughts going through her head of, what am I going to do?
Maybe too much?
Maybe too much.
Interesting. Left lane, Laura.
That was a big shot right there. Let's see where that ball just wants to pick up and go sideways in the back end. Leaves the 4-pin. I wonder if that missed spare early on is going to haunt her at the end of this match.
And she
She
said it
missed
was
the
today,
10-pin.
right? How big spare she would be on TV. Have to convert, had it open. But her attitude, as she told us, I've got nothing to lose. Pedal to the metal. Watch it! Oh, goodness, right on cue. 4-pin stands, a huge whip. And McEwan is in great shape.
Opens the door for Danielle.
Go up 27th, foundation frame. And also leaves a 4-pin.
McEwan used to as well.
Good extension, great knee bend.
A 20-year-old man was shot in the stomach and a 50-year-old man was shot in the rear. Both are now listed in stable condition at the hospital. Again, no arrest was made.
That's what Danielle needs for a win. Match one. Climb the ladder. As Danielle Kelly told us today, sometimes nice to come from that first match. You see the lanes transition, you're used to the conditions, TV lights. She's not playing experience, but you're in a groove when you're bowling.
McEwan needs a walk.
Nothing's new, because you've been on the TV pair since it started. I can say that at 17.
Kind of gets that ball onto lane a little bit more. Such a bad break. 6-pin falls right in front of the 10-pin. 4-pin doesn't quite take out the 7.
Near impossible conversion. And just 10-pin.
So
Lara still needs to get the first 2. So strikes 175. Strike 2 doubles and 5 will win it, of course.
The 41-year-old is accused of shooting at Philadelphia police officers during an hours-long standoff in August of 2019. This happened on the 3700 block of North 15th Street in the city's Tyler and Mace Town.
Has to have it to have a chance. The first,
got
yes. And her best shot of the match comes when she needs it most. Wow. Just shrapnel remaining.
Yeah, she flushed the pocket last time on this right lane. Ball does the same exact thing. Once more.
Within the next hour, Joseph Kling is set to appear before a detention hearing at 11 a.m. He's accused of starting that fire in Ocean County last month. Investigators say Kling...
Plazas needs it. Plazas gets it! Back-to-back jacks in the clutch.
15,000 acres.
Talk about bowling under pressure. Identical back-to-back shots, maybe a little bit quick on that delivery. Right on target, well executed.
Sign on display inside a popular Philadelphia sports bar. Now that video went viral over the weekend after someone ordered this hateful message on a bottle service sign at Barstool Sports on Sansom Street. Employees at Barstool can be seen holding the sign.
Needs 5.
got 6.
Get 6.
Bucket gets 6, but
Yep, that
that's
was a nail
enough
by
for a 2-pin
one
win.
Wednesday. Oh, that was a pretty close
For
match
Lara
there.
Plazas in her TV
Good one,
debut,
too.
the Team
Like and
Columbia
subscribe.
star.